I'm going to show you how to make the best green curry. Really simple, nothing complicated. I've marinated a bit of chicken. I've got the, I've been doing my new recipes. So I'm going to put this up. That's my green curry one. Been working on that. So it's all in there. I'll put that up on the net. Got chicken, got a green curry paste, you've got an egg white, and you've got some corn flour in there. That's the marinade, mixed all around, ready to go. Then you've got your veg, whatever veg you want to put in there. I've got whatever I had in the fridge, mushrooms, onions, broccoli stalks cut into thin pieces, carrots cut into thin pieces, and broccoli, cabbage, mushrooms as well. Did I say that? Can't remember. But obviously the longer the vegetable takes to cook, the thinner it needs to be, so they can all go in together and cook at the same time. Then I've got some green spinach, baby green spinach that's washed and pureed with a little bit of water, just enough to get it to turn around to make it into almost like a pesto, but it's just spinach and water, purely for colour. When I have a green curry, I want it to be green. The problem with green curry is the green flavour or the green colour comes from the chilies. So to get it to be green, you have to put in a lot of green curry paste, which is fine if you're in Thailand or if you're Thai or if you like hot food. But if you've got kids, to get it green, that green, a lot of chili makes it kind of uneatable. For some people at least, put it that way. All right, now we're going to make the sauce, yeah? Again, super simple. You can knock this up in 15 minutes, yeah, if you've got a little bit of prep done. So we've got coconut milk. Put in 1 tin. I'm going to follow the recipe as accurately as I can, so I know this works. 1 chicken stock cube. Crumble that up in there. And then I'm going to put in half a tin of water. I've boiled some water, so I'll put in half a tin of water. We'll put that in there as well. Lovely. I'm going to turn this on so that can heat up while I'm doing this. What else have we got? The juice of half a lemon. I've actually got lime. In the recipe I put lime. If I had lime, I put lime in. I don't have it, so I'm going to put lemon juice in. If you don't have lemon or you don't have lime, you can use vinegar. Doesn't matter. You need something in there that's sour to balance the sweetness and the saltiness of the fish sauce. So obviously the fish sauce is the saltiness. Again, I'm going to follow the recipe. Yeah? No, I don't normally do this, but so I've got 3 tablespoons of fish sauce. 1, 2, 3, and 3 tablespoons of sweet chili sauce. So again, I'm going to weigh it out. Don't normally do this, but for you guys, 1, 2, okay, 3. What else do we need? And there was 1 tablespoon of soy. You probably wouldn't do this, Thais wouldn't do this, but I like it because the soy gives saltiness and it gives a little bit of umami, or what do they call it, savoury. All right, that was it. And another change, because I didn't have white pepper, I'm going to have to use black. Doesn't really matter, but in Asian dishes, I normally use white pepper. Put that in, stir it around, and that's it. That's the sauce, yeah? So while that's heating up, I've made the sauce. Give it a good stir. Now, obviously, the flavouring from the green curry is going to come from the chicken. Normally what you do when you make a green curry is there's a lot of process you can go through, but to keep it simple, you sweat your curry paste off first, then you put in your chicken, and then fry it. We just put 2 into 1. We've combined 2 things. So we're going to be frying the chicken with the curry, with the curry paste, so it's marinated as well. It's got the egg white in there, and then obviously that flavour's good. When we pour this sauce over, the flavour from the marinated chicken is going to go into the sauce as well. That's what's going to give it flavour. And And then, so we fry the chicken, we get the veggies in, we pour the sauce on. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put in one more. That was the corn flour. So the corn flour is the thickening agent. I'm only going to put in 1 spoon. Because I've done this before and I put in 2 spoons and it was too thick. And I actually don't like green curry, at least, when it's too thick. So we've got 3 elements. You've got your base sauce, you've got your marinated chicken, and you've got your veggies. And here we've got a pan. We're going to put in a little bit of olive oil. Again, Thais probably wouldn't use olive oil, but it's a little bit healthier. I'm going to put in a little bit of butter. Again, Thais wouldn't use that, but I think it stops the pan from sticking. Even though it's a non-stick pan, I still think butter gives a better lubrication. So we'll do that. Then we'll get our chicken in. I'll swirl that around a bit. If you don't have one of these woks, you could just use an ordinary frying pan. And this has got to be enough for me and my family. We're 5 people, two young men and 2 adults, and one, oh, she's not little anymore, but one 11-year-old girl. I'm going to turn that up a little bit. And what you want to do is you want to try and, I don't know if you can see that, you want to try and caramelise a little bit, yeah? So I'm not going to flip it around like they would do in an Asian restaurant. I'm going to leave it to get a little bit of colour on the one side. I'm going to put that over there. I'm going to go up a little bit more. So at the end of this, when you've done it, all this is in the recipe. You balance it at the end. So obviously, you taste it when it's all put together and cooked up, and you balance it with the seasoning. So you might need a little bit more soy, you might need some more fish sauce, you might need some more sweet chili sauce, and you might need some more lemon. There you go. You see that it's caramelised. So we're going to give it a little bit on the other side as well. I quite like this cooking in real time. So I've got some spring onions as well. It's not a must, but spring onions are pretty cheap and I like them. So they're going in as well. But I tend to put those in at the last minute. I like a little bit of crunch on my spring onions. You could put in bean shoots, bamboo shoots. You could put in green bean, any veg that you like that you want to put in, you can do it. It doesn't really matter whatever's your favourite veg. And obviously if there's something you don't like, don't put it in. There you go. We don't want to cook the chicken through now. We only want to cook it for a couple of minutes because we're going to finish the cooking off in the sauce. I know we've been doing this about 10 minutes. You don't flip again. I think when you caramelise it like this, it just gives a better depth of flavour. You get that sort of umami smell from the chicken. So it's worth doing. That's, make sure that corn flour's dissolved and that your stock cube has dissolved. Yeah, now we're talking. The chicken, I've cut it up, thin pieces, yeah. Obviously the thinner it's cut, the quicker it cooks. If you like your chicken chunky and you want to cut some bigger pieces, do it. It just takes longer to cook through. So if you're cooking for your family and you're busy, cut it thinner. It goes quicker. Now this is not really super authentic. There's a lot of shortcuts, a lot of a cowboy method. But again, you know, as I always say, Gordon Ramsay's not coming for dinner. He's not going to say, you know, Jesus Christ, he's not going to say you're not using palm sugar, or, you know, you've not got any galangal in there, or, whatever it is, Thai basil. We're doing the cheap one, the quick one. But to be honest, it's really good. And your kids aren't going to say to you, oh, mummy, you didn't, this isn't authentic Thai cooking. They don't care as long as it tastes good. So, don't worry about Gordon Ramsay. If he ever comes to tea, go out, spend a lot of money, get an authentic recipe. I'm sure he'll be very happy. But if you just want something for your kids to eat on a Monday night, this is fine. All right, now we're going to put the veg in there. I've got about 400 grams of veg. You know, again, you know, if your kids don't like veggies, you know, what are you going to do? Don't put them in. Don't ruin the dish. Just maybe stir fry them on the side but you know, obviously veggies are healthy, so you want to try and get them to eat as many veggies as you can. Another good thing, yeah. Right, what I'll do is I'll turn that down a little bit now. So now we go to medium heat, yeah. So we can let those veggies cook down. But yeah, as I say, you know, whatever veg you want to get in there, if you've got some frozen veggies, put those in. And you know, if you can get your kids to eat veggies, it's obviously it's going to help them out in the long run. All right. Yeah, that's happening. Obviously, I'm making a big portion. Yeah, it'd be easier if it was for 2 people. It would go a lot quicker. I'm still making food for 5. I'm sure there's going to be some left over as well. So what I normally do is freeze it down. You just want to bring those veggies so they're sort of starting to wilt. You don't want to overcook them. We've still got to put the sauce in. That's going to cook up for a couple of minutes. The good thing about this, yeah, is you've got all your macronutrients, you've got your micronutrients, you've got your macros, you've got your protein, you've got in the meat, you've got your carbs in your veggies, and you've got your fat in your coconut milk, and you've got your micronutrients, your vitamins and your minerals in the veggies. So it's a well balanced meal, and it's freaking easy. All right. I think what we'll do now is we'll get this in. So this is your sauce, and hopefully, well, I know all the flavour from that green curry and your chicken is going to go into the sauce. Make sure we get all, there's a little few lumps of the chicken stock in there, so I want to get that out. That didn't quite dissolve. Doesn't matter, it will dissolve now. There we go. Let's turn it up a little bit again. So it comes up to the boil, and then you don't want to boil it. Yeah. Once you start boiling it, your chicken or your protein is going to start getting tough. So you want to bring it up to the boil quickly, and then you want to simmer it for a couple of minutes. Now, as you can see, it's not really green. So this is so that's where the spinach comes in. Again, you've got micronutrients in your spinach, you've got all the good stuff in there, the vitamins and the minerals, and it gives a really good depth of colour. Gives a little bit of flavour. It just gives it a nice finish. So you don't have to put too much green chilli in there. Have a little bit more. Turn that one up. I've got some rice cooking as well. You could serve this with noodles. I'm doing it with brown rice. I try and avoid white rice. I won't go into the reasons now, but white rice is not the healthiest option. So you can see, yeah, this is starting to boil. So we're going to bring it down a little bit slowly to 6. You know what? I think this is going to be good. I'm going to give it a little bit of a taste. That's not bad, actually. I can already, again, it's your taste buds, yeah? But for my taste buds, I need it a little bit sweeter. So we're going to put in a little bit of chili sauce. I actually need it a little bit more sour. So I'm going to put, no, you know what? I'm going to use a little bit of vinegar. I'm going to take vinegar. I'm going to put in ordinary, I'm going to turn down, it's boiling, it's starting to bubble now. Put in just a little bit of white vinegar, ordinary white vinegar. I'm going to put in a little bit more, not too much fish sauce, I don't want it too salty. Then, that's it. As you can see, yeah, it's thickened up, but it's not too thick. If I'd put in 2 spoons of corn flour, it would have been really thick. I mean, you could do it, but you don't put any corn flour whatsoever. But for me, that's a little bit too thin. So what we want to do, all we want to do, yeah, is just cook that chicken through. I'll take a new spoon just so I don't double dip. You're just going to cook the chicken through, and it doesn't take long because it's so thin. That is nice, yeah. Let's get in there. Now, obviously, if you had Thai basil or if you had coriander, do it. But this is for people, again, I always say this, is for people that maybe don't have £2 to spend on a bunch of coriander or don't have, you know, don't have a shop where they can get Thai basil. So I've left it out. I love coriander. Again, I haven't got any, so I'm not going to put it in. A lot of people don't like coriander because of the perfumey taste, which is exactly what I like. And you can see, yeah, the broccoli and stuff, it's still got its colour. It's still got a bit of crunch to it. I'm not sure my sister would like it very much. She's not really a fan of crunchy vegetables, but it's getting there, man. Got all that flavour from the green curry coming out. Doesn't need any more. Doesn't need any more salt. Doesn't need any more sweetness. I think we got the sour. The umami's there from the caramelisation of the chicken and from the soy sauce and the mushrooms. So we've got pretty much everything that we need. We've balanced it, you know, which is the seasonings. You're balancing it. You know, the Thais go, you know, really up in balancing. So you've got all the flavours. You've got the sweetness. You've got the saltiness. You've got the sourness from the lime or the vinegar, and you've got the saltiness as well, and you've got the umami. So basically, what we're going to do now, this is the last step. What we've been using like 15 minutes, yeah? We're going to put in this. The important thing is, yeah, once this green goes in, you don't want to keep cooking it for too long because that green will go grey. So once that's in, that's it. You've got a green curry. And what I might do is I might get a little bit of water in there. Just bring it back to the simmer. There you go. We've got a really nice. Now that is a green curry. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. Look at that. Got loads of chicken in there, and we've got the greenness. I'm going to give it one more taste. Oh my God, my friends, that is winner chicken dinner. Cheap as chips. Serve it with rice. Very, very nice. All right, the tip of the day, or dagens tip as we say in Danish. Have a great evening. Enjoy.